10:31 United Nations. Moments ago, Nikki Haley, U.S. ambassador there, with a strong message toward Iran, a strong message toward Russia. This amid the ongoing tensions inside Syria, and that's a tricky wicket, too. Here's Nikki Haley during the commercial break a moment ago. Listen here.
But we are not going to get to peace when the situation on the ground continues to escalate, with dire risks for the security of the entire region. Earlier this week, Iranian-backed militias in southern Syria launched a drone into Israeli territory. It was an egregious and unprompted escalation. Iran was once again doing what it does, risking conflict and testing the will of its neighbors and opponents to resist its aggression. Israel rightly took action to defend itself. The United States will always stand by our ally when confronted with provocations from Iran, Hezbollah, or the Assad regime.
So that from a moment ago, she was talking more there. We'll bring you back there if there are more comments from the UN. Ben Collins, U.S. Army Special Forces veteran, served 3 tours of duty in Afghanistan. And Ben, welcome back here.
Thanks,
just to bring our viewers up to speed here, Syria is a mess. You have wars within wars that are ongoing now. Show them a map, folks. Put northwest of the country there. You've got the Kurds and the Turks. They've been going at it for some time. Assad is in red. That's the area he controls. In the east, you've got the Russians. You've got the Americans. And listen to Senator Tom Cotton from yesterday during a hearing in Washington in which U.S. Special Ops were forced to fire and defend themselves against Russian mercenaries. And there were dozens of Russians killed as a result. Go ahead and roll this.
There are reports that over 200 Russian mercenaries were killed in eastern Syria. Can you confirm or deny those reports?
Senator Cotton, I'll leave to the Department of Defense to talk about what transpired there. I can say this from an intelligence perspective: we have seen in multiple instances foreign forces using mercenaries in battles that will begin to approach the United States.
So that's just the lay of the land, Ben. Then you think about the Israelis and Iran fighting in the same area. This can go up in a moment.
Yeah, Bill, absolutely. And I think that's the point, is that this is such a complex battlefield with so many different actors. You know, combat is complex when you simply have two actors. You know, right now we've got 3 to 4 states with our own forces in there. They're acting as proxies. You also have rebels that are fighting for their own interests. You've got multiple different rebel groups. And what Nikki Haley didn't say, at least in that clip that we heard, is that, yes, Israel responded to that drone that Iran sent through Syrian airspace by sending a flight of F-16s and bombing the area that drone was launched from in Syria. Now, the Syrian anti-aircraft weapons actually shot down one of the Israeli jets. The pilot, thank God, was injured but not killed. However, what that shows is this is a tinderbox waiting to happen. I mean, it's been 30 years since we've had an Israeli jet shot down. Now we've got the possibility of another conflagration, again, between you've got Iran and Israel. Never mind what's happening on the ground in Syria. So my concern here is that, you know, all these different actors with all their different interests, everybody's flying different, aircraft. We've got troops on top of each other. And here we have, and I was surprised that this hasn't happened before, but you had a T-72 Russian battle tank that was firing within the effective range of our troops. And so they responded and struck back.
Oh. There was a phone conversation the other night between Vladimir Putin and President Trump. I imagine this came up. I don't know if that information has been made public, but I would assume it's come up. Just talk to us from a U.S. perspective here. Are we in a position there to defend ourselves against all these factions, first off?
Well, Bill, I think the first thing that we have to understand is actually trying to figure out what those guys on the battlefield are seeing in front of them, you know, and how far we are willing to go. So this boils down to, I think, something that we have always had a problem with, and that is, you know, what is our strategic interest in Syria? You always have to weigh that against what are the strategic interests of Russia in Syria. And the argument can be made that Russia actually has a lot more strategic interest. They've got a naval base. They sell a tremendous amount of weapons to Assad. So, you know, we always have to take into account how far is Russia willing to go? How far are we willing to go? Now, we know that we have plenty of assets now that are on the ground. because of the rules of engagement that have been lifted, ground commanders now have the authority to call in airstrikes in support. So, yes, I believe that our troops do have the ability to defend themselves.
Okay.
The question is just everybody stepping on top of each other. And it's scary.
Yeah,
it's something that could go up very quickly, and there are about 4 more wars that could happen.
Well, I got some breaking news. We are there to stop ISIS. Mission not nearly accomplished, but pretty close. A lot better than a year ago. And we're there to stop the influence of Iran. So, Ben, I want you to come back and we'll follow this, okay? Got some
Absolutely,
breaking
Bill.
news. Thank you.